for viewers who've not come into contact with Parkinson's, either through friends, family, or even themselves, to just take us back to the point at which you yourself received your diagnosis.
It wasn't a great day, that's for sure. It was 10 years ago that I had my diagnosis, and after walking out of the doctor's office, it was a feeling that mixed up of being sad, feeling sorry for myself, being angry at the situation. What do we do now? And happily, we've been led along the way by, well, Parkinson's UK, who've done a great job, not just for me, but for other people who are always awake on their lines to give you any advice, to show you where the best sort of places to meet people that have this disease. And so they've been pretty good. And the president of the charity is none other than Jane Asher, who has been talking about us being tantalizingly close for some time now. And this really does feel like the real thing. There's something about this. Everybody's obviously thinking about health these days, the COVID-19. But this is something else. I mean, without the funding now, and because of the dent in the money that's coming into, of course, other charities, and COVID is one of them. But we'll need to find something like £2 billion to be able to carry on and work in the way that we want to work. And now, with it being so close, it's very exciting. Not time to open the champagne corks yet, maybe, but soon.
Yeah, indeed. But just on that, is that the evidence of that protein affecting the nerve cells? Now, it does appear we're at the start of the process, and no one, as you say, is popping the champagne corks yet. But if this process is followed, it feels like even if we can't quite get to a cure in the not too distant future, we could certainly find some way of perhaps limiting the spread of what, as we heard in Ivor's report, is the fastest growing degenerative neurological condition in the world.
Yeah, in Britain alone, there are about 145,000 people affected by Parkinson's. And over the last couple of years, the team that I was talking about at Parkinson's UK have been working on ways to make the public better aware of the sort of work that they do, and help in the by working together. Like Jazz FM is going to be working in tandem to help us do just that, and that's something I'm looking forward to on Jazz FM very much. But I'm looking at blast from the past there, it's couldn't resist. But it's all the signs are good. One of the other difficulty with this particular disease is that there are over 40 different symptoms, going from hallucinations to depression to tremors to, I mean, you take your pick, it'll be in there somewhere. So it's been very difficult, painstakingly difficult for the scientists to keep up with all the developments. And in this case, they've done it themselves in this era where science or scientists have become the new Beatles.
Yeah, but of course, the things that you're describing so often lead to a late diagnosis with Parkinson's, or perhaps not identifying Parkinson's quite as early. But I just want to talk about, part of the reason we were showing those old photos of you is the voice, David, has not changed an iota, and the hair, frankly, is still looking pretty decent as well. But clearly there are obvious physical consequences of Parkinson's, and I know from personal family experience myself, and I recognise them straight away. How has that, if it has in any way, affected your ability to work?
Well, I'm really lucky because a lot of people in the radio industry have given me lots of opportunities to work. Others, of course, naturally are a little bit wary of what's going to happen, what's he going to do, and that's why this awareness campaign that they've been embarked on is so important, because people can't really identify one symptom from another. Or if you fall down in the street, it may not necessarily be one thing, but it could be a Parkinson thing. You don't know. But people, the more aware they are of it, the more that people will be able to diagnose. And in this case, this is a bit like going back to the future, going back all those years to identifying the protein that's so key in this new research, and then using that information to bring us up to date and look beyond how it can be harnessed. The big question, and all the Parkinson's people that will be listening to this right now will want to know when. That's the big thing, and I don't think we know that yet. But because we have had false dawns before, but I think this one feels like the real thing, as I said.